Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at how we produce a pure, dry, soluble salt from an insoluble reactant. And to do this, we have to carry out a neutralization reaction, which means we need an acid and a base. We need to use the base because bases are insoluble, and that's going to be my insoluble reactant. So here's an example. We've got nickel carbonate, which is insoluble. Therefore, this would be an S for solid. Sulfuric acid, aqueous, nickel sulfate. Now this is the salt. I'm going to flag that up for us, but this salt is soluble, so it's aqueous. Carbon dioxide is a gas and water is a liquid. So this is the salt I'm after. How do I get this reaction to make this salt, and then how do I get the salt from the reaction? So what I have to do is allow the base and the acid to react together in a neutralization reaction. And when I add the base, this is, remember, solid. When I add this, it will react and it will disappear. It will then come to a point where all the acid is neutralized and the base has got nothing else to react with, and the base will just sit there in the bottom of the beaker because it's insoluble, and it's just going to sit there. And then I know as soon as the base starts to form, I've added excess, I've added more than I need, which is fine because it's neutralized all the acid, and that means the salt will have formed inside the solution. So what I then do, let's just go through those steps. We add excess, in this case nickel carbonate. We add more than we need. It will react initially and disappear, but will then start to appear at the bottom because it's insoluble once the acid is neutralized. To get rid of the extra unreacted nickel carbonate, I filter to get rid of the solid, so we filter it. Once we've filtered it, we've then got left our salt inside a solution. So what I need to do then is evaporate to get rid of the water from the reaction, and then as part of that evaporation process I will crystallize, and then you leave it somewhere in a nice warm place to dry, and then you've got your pure, dry, soluble salt crystals formed in that reaction.